Well, this one's going to be known as the comeback that almost was by the Bengals. They score with under a minute left to go in the game. And then the disastrous end, give up the long touchdown, fall to the Bears 47-42. Skinny, what's your takeaway from another brutal loss, 5 out of 6 now since Burrow's injury?
The people I sit around in the press box, we all jokingly said there's too much time. Because you know this defense, right? I mean, even if they make the tackle on Colston Loveland, they're already in field goal range, and all they needed was a field goal. I mean, it's just a gut punch. I mean, to have that comeback, with the new onside kick rules, you just don't recover them anymore, and they recover an onside kick. And they had gone for 2 on the 1 conversion to give themselves a 6-point deficit. Scored the touchdown, you thought, man, this is the win that may turn things in the right direction despite all the flaws. And that wasn't going to cover up all the flaws of this defense. They're still there, and they're still going to be there, but it would have at least taking you into the bye on at least I guarantee you that locker room would have been rip-roaring as opposed to guys scattering out as fast as possible. So, yeah, and I mean, for fans, what a gut punch. I mean, the last couple of games, the running joke was they score 30 points and still lose. Well, now it's they score 40 points and still lose.
And, yeah, you brought up all the flaws on defense. Another week of giving up a lot of points, 47 tonight. And the Bears, they win for 2. This could have been 49, 50-plus points for them, some missed field goals as well. So they left some points on the board as well with all of those points. They ran the ball all over them today. Last week, I should say, it was Justin Fields just picking them apart. Just where does this defense go now heading into the bye? Trade deadline, of course, coming up as well.
You want my expert answer? I mean, honestly, I don't know. You tried to put a rookie linebacker in there with another rookie linebacker, hoping to add some athleticism. That really hasn't worked. They don't rush the passer. They don't cover. I mean, it's a mess, and that's the thing. And I know Zac Taylor even said this in his post-game press conference. I don't think there's really anything else you can say. You just have to go do. The proof is in the pudding that they can't. I mean, they've gave up over 1,000 yards the last 2 weeks combined, over 500 yards rushing the last 2 weeks combined. That doesn't happen in the NFL. I mean, if you get to 100 yards as a team, 120 as a team, you're a pretty good rushing team. They've given up well into the 200s the last 2 weeks to Breece Hall, who's an okay back, and Kyle Monangai, who's not even the lead back for Chicago. And then a guy they just got off the practice squad, elevated him Saturday, Britton Brown, runs for a 22-yard touchdown almost untouched. I don't know what the answers are. I mean, I don't think they know what the answers are because they certainly don't have them at the moment.
Well, yeah, and going on to Monangai, as you just brought up, when I saw that DeAndre Swift on Friday was announced as out, I said, there's a bailout for the Bengals. They struggled so much last week. They've struggled with the run all year long. I thought this was going to be the bailout. It ended up not being that. I want to get back to the last defensive play, the long touchdown to Colston Loveland. The defense was... They had him in a 3rd and long, and then Caleb Williams scrambles, and the next play is that touchdown. And if you can just get into the tackling effort by Jordan Battle, we've seen the poor tackling all year long from this defense, and then that one just throws the shoulder. You have to wrap up on that play.
No
right?
question. I mean, I don't know what you're doing, what you think you're doing, because that's not the way to tackle, and he should know that. I'm sure he does know that, so I don't know why he tried to tackle the way that he did. This was a game they probably missed Trey Hendrickson to maybe try to close the deal with a sack, and he's done that in some past games at times where he is the closer. You don't have the closer at the moment. You have him hemmed in there on that 3rd down play, and he's a good athlete, but he spit out a bunch of times today for plays like that. And so the thing about this, Yanni, is this isn't just like a one-off, like it was a situation then of a game. I mean, this is like from start to finish of every game, all these issues come into play, and that's where I go back to, man, this is a multi-year fix on this defense.
And let's wrap up. We've talked a lot about the defense, but let's get a little bit about the offense because it was a miracle comeback. They were dead to rights in the 4th quarter, much like the Jets were just last week. They pull off the 15-point comeback to have it fall apart at the end, but we need to talk about Joe Flacco and his unbelievable day today.
I mean, think of the things this guy's done. Coming in on all the short time, and starting a game in Green Bay and having a great second half there, and then having a short week and doing what he did against Pittsburgh. Then having another good week last week against the Jets, suffering the injury that on Wednesday I didn't think he was going to play. And suddenly he not only plays, but he has the best game of his career, for goodness sakes. I mean, that was almost a movie being written in that game. And then to lead him to what looked like it was going to be a 42-41 comeback win. I mean, the column I'm writing on Local12.com would have been all about Joe Flacco. Now it's all about the continuing woes of this defense and a litany of mistakes that they made early in games, from jumping off sides at wrong times. DJ Ivey lined up off sides at one time. Yet Andrei Iosivas run out of the back of the end zone on a touchdown reception. Next play's an interception. So they made a bunch of mistakes and still almost found a way to win this game. and yet they don't because that defense is just so bad.
We've got some footballs flying around all over us right now, so we're going to wrap this up right now. But, yeah, again, another spoiled effort by the Bengals. They could have been at least in this. Now they're going to fall to third place in the AFC North, which is crazy to think about after the start that Baltimore was on. Pittsburgh's starting to reel a little bit, although they picked up a big win today over the Colts, so they might be right back in this as well. Now the Bengals sit at 3-6 going into the bye week, and at this point in time, Skinny, final word, it's got to just about end any chance of a miracle run to get into the playoff race for when Joe Burrow comes back?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have 2 automatic losses left at Baltimore, at Buffalo. That gets you to 8 losses right there. I mean, you'd have to run the table otherwise, and I just think this defense is not going to help you run the table. Can you win another game or 2? Great. What does that mean? It's a shame. I mean, to see Joe Flacco do what he's done and lose the last 2 ball games is a damn shame because he's really done some great things.
That is the perfect way to wrap this up. A 47-42 loss for the Bengals to the Chicago Bears.